Joy to the players. Here's a fucking watch. I had these rustling around in my archives, and by archives, I mean a room. GameStop ads from 2015, mainly about Black Friday or the holiday season. And I don't know, I thought it'd be interesting to just kind of look through these. 2015 doesn't seem that long ago until you do the math. Did you know people born in 2015 can drink now? It's illegal, but they can do it. Back then, they were selling a 1TB Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Special Edition PlayStation 4 for $430. That seems a bit high considering the PlayStation 4 is generally like $400, so that doesn't really seem like a deal, more so, you know, it's just a special edition. They really try to play it off as a deal, but still, you know, I wouldn't take that. For $350, you could get a standard PlayStation 4 that's only 500 gigabytes, and it comes with Star Wars Battlefront, plus a bunch of random old Star Wars games. I would say Black Ops 3 is the better game of the bunch, but I do feel like you can't go wrong with a standard PlayStation 4 500 gig with all these games included. 500 gigs compared to 1TB, you know, like that's still, there's still a lot of value here. But you get a free backpack with this one. Yeah, this one, you get Destiny. Who cares? Free ass backpack with a bunch of more games. That's pretty cool. 2015 was when I remember getting pretty involved in the PS4 lifestyle. I believe I got my PS4 in early 2015. I got mine alongside a free copy of The Last of Us Remastered. And I remember playing games like Infamous Second Son, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, and then in 2016 I remember getting Uncharted 4, Ratchet and Clank. And I remember in 2015 I decided I thought like, hey, why not? I'll try to pick up Call of Duty again, as if I ever really, picked it up before. I played Call of Duty when it was like really big to do so for 13-year-old children. I thought, I'm a 13-year-old child, I need to get into this. So I tried Black Ops, I tried Modern Warfare 3. Well, I had my fun with them. I just didn't get that involved with or good at the games. So I took a little bit of time off, and then I came back with Black Ops 3. Barely played this one. I just came home from school one day and I thought, damn it, I'm gonna waste $60. So yeah, I bought this one straight up. I played it for a little bit, barely remember much from that one. But why should I have bought that when I could have bought Beats by Dre Tour 2 in-ear headphones for, oh wow, I saved $70 with that? Does anybody use Beats headphones anymore? Beats headphones always felt like a stylistic choice back in the day. Like back in 2010, alongside playing Call of Duty games, you knew you were hot shit if you were also wearing Beats headphones. Did you know anything about audio quality? Hell no, you just like the letter B. Now, I know nothing about audio quality myself, but I've always felt like Beats headphones are always kind of like a non-audiophile's idea of what audiophile headphones look like. But yeah, to most people, damn man, these sound amazing because like they just pack a lot of bass in there. And that's all I really know. Like they probably sound fine to most people. I really don't know a lot about audio quality and what sounds great. But what I do know is that you could easily buy very comparable headphones to these in terms of quality for much, much less. Even less than half off, which is what these headphones are going for. Like it's just, you're buying the Beats headphones for pretty much the logo. And you buy earbuds? The smallest things known to man where nobody's gonna notice what exact kind of headphones you have in your ear? They were selling the Zelda Hyrule Edition new 3DS XL around this time. I always thought this one looked a little grungy, it just never looked that appealing to me. It's just like one of the more basic Zelda designs. This looks more like one of those really cheap licensed cases you could get for your 3DS where it has like a Mario or Zelda logo on it but nothing else, like it's just like a very basic Zelda or Mario themed case, and that's what this one always felt like to me. Like so many other special edition systems just feel a lot more like well designed. Not saying this one is poorly designed, it's just to me, I just always felt like it looked a little dingy. Ah, damn, PlayStation 4 camera for only $30? Not a horrible option. I don't know what those go for these days. But to be fair, I don't really know what games use this accessory. I know you could use it as like a webcam sort of deal. You could stream directly from the PS4 and thus use this as kind of like a picture-in-picture webcam for you. I think. But outside of like the Playroom app on the PlayStation 4 and like Rabbids Invasion, I'm not really sure how much actually use this camera. So $30 seems like a fine deal, but I don't know. Ah, damn, 50% off, some stocking stuff. Bloodborne's a stocking stuffer? Yeah, I remember going out on Black Friday in 2015. Black Friday was always talked up to me as like this really terrifying event. I mean, it is if you want it to be, but I always went to Black Friday like when things were dying down, like later on in the day, 5 p.m. and afterwards. I know like a lot of the best deals were taken around that time, but I only really went for a couple games. And those were pretty much always left over. So it was just like, I don't really care. I'm not gonna wake up early. I'm not gonna go the night before. I'm gonna go at 5 p.m. when nobody else cares. And pretty much all of these wonderful things were still available. A lot of the PS4 games were back then. I bought a lot of my PS4 stuff around Black Friday. Oh man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 was already $20. This game launched like a month before. And yeah, that is generally considered one of the worst games of all time, but I digress. That's kind of sad. And Grand Theft Auto 5 was still retailing for $60 on the Xbox 360 and PS3 in 2015, 2 years after it launched. That's insane. Rugby 15 was only $10. You're welcome for that info. Damn, okay, listen to this deal, all right? You buy a $40 brand new Wii Remote Plus, the cool Mario-esque designs, you know, they had Toad, Bowser, Yoshi, and you get a free used Wii wheel. What kind of a deal is that? That's like, hey, buy this, I'll give you my lunch from today. It's only a $7 value. They were just trying to get rid of these things at that point. $30 off the Vita? That ain't bad. They're showing the Aqua Blue Vita, yeah, I mean, they had different colors for the Vita. Not a lot over here, way more in Japan. But yeah, I really wanted a Vita around this time. I found a lot of the games that originally came out in like its launch year very compelling, and then eventually when it kind of became like more of a like, hey, play some old PS1 and PSP games on this thing, and some indie games, you know, it was always a very compelling system, but I just never really wanted to bite the bullet on it, you know? And when I finally eventually did, it was like from a reseller on eBay because, you know, like they just weren't making these things anymore. I feel like a lot of people feel like that with the Vita, you know? Like, oh man, I might consider this, and you always say that. Come on, man. All right, so listen to this one. The Borderlands Handsome Collection, Gentleman Claptrap in a Box Edition. So you get remote control Gentleman Claptrap, 12 exclusive lithographs, collectible steel case with the Handsome Collection game, $400. Yeah, at that point, you're paying for the toy. At that point, why are you even including the lithographs? Like just sell the toy by itself. This was always a weird one because it basically included Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel, which was the one like nobody played because it came out on like the 360 and PS3 like in 2013 or 2014. I believe it was 2014 because it was generally like one of those things where it's just like, yeah, why the hell would you play that? So they bundled them both together, remastered them, but not Borderlands 1. They were kind of like, we don't know if people want Borderlands 1. And then they finally put Borderlands 1 on modern platforms. So it was just like, okay. That's the thing that's always just kind of annoying about collections like this, where it's just kind of like, come on, man. Like, why are you making such a dumb move like that? Like, I understand it costs more to, you know, remaster Borderlands 1 and throw it in the collection, especially when you think like, well, just doing 2 and pre-sequel is gonna be enough to sell this, but it's just like, it just always made this collection just feel really incomplete to me. Yeah, this was around the time that GameStop was starting to really lean into the geeky gamer gear kind of thing. You know, they were selling the famous Minecraft toys, and then Harley Quinn or Batman sunglasses, Batman pants, a selfie stick, a Pokemon robe. A lot of that stuff is just really oversaturated to me. Like, you know, obviously, if any place makes sense to stock a lot of geeky kind of toys and gear and all that, you know, GameStop does make sense, but it's just like, that stuff is like everywhere when it comes to like, oh man, you're a nerd? Well, you must like Batman pants. That's why I feel like Loot Crate failed. It's just like that's all they would do. That's all they would do. Like whenever they do like geeky stuff, it's always that kind of stuff. It's always superheroes, Star Wars, That's it. Like, I just don't really care about either one of those things. So, like, I would love to see more video gamey kind of things. But it's always just superheroes and Star Wars. That's it. To be fair, around this time, this was when, like, the Force Awakens was coming out for Star Wars, so they have an entire section for Star Wars stuff. It's crazy. But see, why would you care about that when you can just look over at the other page? $70 for an Xbox 360 hard drive? See, why did Loot Crate ever have a bunch of Star Wars stuff? I mean, just have a bunch of 360 hard drive merch. I went to GameStop a lot for, like, their used games during Black Friday, especially, like, stuff like this, you know, game gifts under $20. And thankfully, this was kind of around the time that 360 and PS3 was still pretty relevant. We were kind of transitioning away from these consoles, so things were getting insanely cheap on them. Things still are pretty cheap on them, but still. But this was when I felt there was a lot of variety in what you could go into GameStop and buy. And I don't even think they sell games for these systems anymore at GameStop. I find it really sad that they just don't sell, like, the Toys to Life figures anymore, like, used. Like, there are so many stores that just refuse to take these things. And in terms of Skylanders, Disney Infinity, Lego Dimensions, Amiibo, all that stuff, I'm just kind of like, hey, if you have a problem selling those things, I'm just kind of like, just you wait. Throw them in a storage unit, because, like, I feel like in 10 years or so, a lot of those maybe become a bit more valuable. I think in 10 years, the children who grew up on these games, they will return. They're gonna get old to the point that they're nostalgic over these things and they want them all back. And then I'll be laughing. Or I would if I didn't sell all the Toys to Life figures I bought for my Toys to Life video. Come on, why the hell did I need Dash again? I don't need Dash. What I do need, though, is Paddington on 3DS. $15 a piece for that and Garfield card. That's not a bad deal. I mean, either buy both or one Persona Q. What's the right answer? You already know. Yeah, they have a lot of deals over here in terms of kind of the older systems. This is kind of like covering a lot of the systems that aren't kind of their bread and butter right now, which would have been the PS4 and Xbox One. This is all the older stuff and, you know, all the failures. Damn, Gran Turismo 6 was only $5 on Black Friday this year. Apparently Friday and Saturday only. I don't know why that was like, that was the stipulation with that deal. It's just like, all right, we'll sell Gran Turismo 6 for $5, but only on 2 days. We cannot afford Sunday. Alongside a $20 Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, you know, okay, only 2 days. I mean, you're selling Evil Within and Blaze Blue and things like Fallout 3 for $10, Payday 2 for $15. I mean, these are more so kind of like, hey, Tuesday through Sunday only, why not? Gran Turismo 6, 2 days only. They are practically giving a lot of this stuff away. It is insane to look back on. I mean, $10 each for all of these games. And many of these games were pretty new at the time. I mean, within a year or two old. You have Saints Row 4, BioShock Infinite, Batman Arkham Origins, $10 only. Now, if these were the PS4 versions, that may be a different story. It's probably a lot cheaper because these are, in fact, 360 and PS3 games, but I don't know. They were also selling PlayStation Move controllers for only $10 a pop, and I feel like this was kind of the pre-PSVR spike in those controllers. I think these are a lot more expensive, or they did become more expensive after that accessory released, mainly because they still used PS Move controllers. Back in 2015, you could not sell these. You couldn't give them away. You couldn't pay people to get them. Because what are you gonna use that for? Don't answer that. Yes, 2015, the Wii U's kind of last big year where they actually had like notable titles released for it. You have Splatoon, Smash, Wii U, Yoshi's Woolly World. Barely any deals. I think they were thinking, why even bother? However, the Smash Brothers for Wii U and Splatoon Deluxe set of the Wii U was $20 off here. Only $280, which that's not a bad deal at all. You could also pick up Just Dance 2016 for only $35. So if you don't buy both, you're losing money. Only $15 for Paper Mario Sticker Star. I think I remember doing a deal like that for that game. I remember going to GameStop and picking this game up because they were trying to give it away for a cheaper price. Pretty nuts because it sold really well, but fan reception is obviously very, very mixed to negative for this game. So I guess while sales were really good at the start, maybe they started dwindling down later down the line. So, you know, they had to cut the price significantly, because it's very rare that ever happens with a Nintendo published 3DS game. Well, Nintendo published games in general. So I'd be interested to see how the sales look with this game after launch. I feel like probably like it sold really well at launch, and then maybe word of mouth spread that it's just like, wow, f this game, f this game, f this game. Oh my god, $20 for Pokemon Black and White. That is insane. Have you seen what these games go for these days? No, because the human brain cannot comprehend 7-digit figures. I remember they were selling these Mario ornaments. These always looked really cool. This was kind of a Mario Maker setup that was in commemoration of the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, where you have the 4 different eras of Mario as ornaments. You also have the snow globe. You have this Super Mario Galaxy 2 LED ornament. There's a lot of really cool little knickknacks they were selling at GameStop this year. They were also practically giving away old Wii's. $50? That's not bad at all. $20 for a pre-owned Wiimote, $10 for a nunchuck. Pretty good deals all around. Outside of the Wii U. The Wii U barely had anything going on this year, which is pretty sad. And then when it came to the pre-Black Friday ad for GameStop, on the back, 50% extra credit for any game or accessory you trade. That was something they did a fair amount, if I can recall, at GameStop during Black Friday. And I may have spoke too soon when it comes to, oh, there wasn't any good Wii U deals. Well, pre-owned, you could get Hyrule Warriors for $45 when it was a year-old game. Okay, it may not have been the craziest deals, but hey, $35 for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze in 2015. It's not that bad. In a couple months, it was going to be $20 via the Nintendo Selects program, so might have been pretty bad. I don't know. Dead Rising 3? Dead Rising 3 was okay. You know, it kind of went down the line of like, all right, you know, like Dead Rising, then Dead Rising 2. Well, this isn't as much of Dead Rising as you know, like Dead Rising 1 was, but it's still okay. Dead Rising 3, well, this is getting less Dead Rising as we go on, but okay. Dead Rising 4, well, this just isn't Dead Rising anymore. Like, it kind of can look like it, but it just doesn't have the spirit, I guess. Infamous Second Son, always kind of a favorite of mine on the PS4. The Order 1886, that was a controversial title for being, you know, like 5 minutes long, and for $20, it's shocking to me. You know, like a game like Watch Dogs on the PS4 is $7. $7 for that game. Order 1886, $20. Like, Watch Dogs definitely was overhyped. There's no getting around that. But I don't think it's, like, that bad of a game. A lot of Ubisoft titles like that are, like, perfectly fine, you know? Like, you'll get your time and money out of them, no problem. But $7 only a year and a half after it came out, and that is very sad. But then we move on to GameStop's actual Black Friday event. $300 a piece for the Xbox One and PS4. Pretty much both of the companies put their best foot forward in terms of their remastered game of the year, which was, for Sony, the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection, and Microsoft with the Gears of War Ultimate Edition release. And yeah, I have to say, I think Sony wins out on this one. Back in 2015, I think the PS4 was still pretty much winning the generation. The Xbox One definitely picked up the slack near the end of the generation, but not in terms of exclusive games, more so in terms of consumer practices and just like backwards compatibility, Xbox Game Pass, better models of the hardware. But the PS4 was always kind of the go-to one for exclusive games in general. And yet, while Gears of War Ultimate Edition had a promotion where if you picked this game up, then you also got the backwards compatible versions of the Gears of War games on Xbox 360, just all for free. The Uncharted Nathan Drake collection includes all 3 games remastered, and that's a good deal. And the Uncharted games are fantastic. I do feel like Uncharted's just kind of like a more consistent and overall better series than Gears of War. I'm sorry. So I do feel like this is the better deal of the holiday season. In addition, GameStop was restocking Ike Amiibos. The Ike Amiibo wasn't originally exclusive to GameStop, but the restock was, which is very interesting. It was interesting that there was an exclusive restock. And check out this deal. So if you buy Star Wars Battlefront, you can get another EA game for $30 off. So it's like I spent $70 on Star Wars Battlefront, and I have the pleasure of spending only $30 on Madden 16. That's a $5 value for only $100. Oh my God, Funko Pops? Ah, damn, they had a lot of bundles with the Xbox One. They were doing the Elite bundle at the time, which was kind of continuing that old phrasing from the Xbox 360 generation, which I always found a little confusing sometimes. I mean, you had the Xbox 360 Elite and the Xbox 360 Core, and back when I was a kid, I didn't really understand, like, the difference. Like, obviously now I can tell, like, okay, well, Elite is obviously kind of the pro model, and then Core is just kind of the core of it, you know, kind of thing. But for stupid, dumb, idiot children, I mean, come on, it could be confusing. But man, look at this, all right? For $300, you get the Xbox One 500 gig with Gears of War Ultimate Edition. But for $350, you get a 1 terabyte Xbox One with Gears of War Ultimate Edition, Rare Replay, and Ori and the Blind Forest. What's the better deal? Yeah, so 500 gigabytes more storage, 2 more games. Well, technically, Rare Replay includes 30 games, so 31 more games. But let me ask you, or the Xbox One 1 terabyte Elite bundle doesn't include any games. It's 1 terabyte. It at least has a solid state hybrid drive, which means it would be faster than these ones, at least when it comes to like loading up games. And it comes with an Elite controller. It is $150 more than this one. That doesn't seem worth it. Black Friday, guys, like for God's sake, throw in a damn game or something. Oh, this was the year of Fallout. Fallout 4 finally launched after years of nothing. And they're advertising it right alongside Fallout Monopoly, a Fallout Vault Boy figure. Man, like it was just a very exciting time in 2015. There was a lot of stuff coming out that holiday season. I mean, Halo 5, for God's sakes. I mean, it's Halo 5, but it's Halo 5. Oh, man, I keep forgetting about the Mad Max game. And the thing was, it wasn't even that bad. It was very forgettable. The Witcher 3 came out that year. You also got, Far Cry 4 was a 2014 game, but you had Rise of the Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Damn, Evolve was already $10. Yeah, that was just a wet fart in the dark. Oh man, yeah, this was the return of the Rhythm Game Wars year. You got Rock Band 4 this year, right alongside Guitar Hero Live. And Rock Band 4 was interesting because, like, Rock Band 4 is still going on. Like, it's still happening. Like, they're still supporting it and all that, and Guitar Hero Live, at the very least, was like a brand new, like, direction for Guitar Hero. It just wasn't a good direction. I think it was fine, I guess. Like, it was a fine rhythm game, but it just wasn't as good as old school Guitar Hero. At least Harmonix knew what to do with Rock Band 4, and they just kind of did more of it. May not have been that exciting, and may not have, like, lit sales charts on fire, but it has its fans. It appeals to Rock Band fans. You know what? Damn it, that's good enough. Toy Soldiers War Chest. I know nothing about the game. It just kind of reminds me of like the Army Men series from back in the day. Oh my God, $10 a piece for these Xbox One games. Weirdly enough, it seems that Watch Dogs on Xbox One was $10, while like the PS4 one was like $7. It's weird considering like the PlayStation version of like all those Ubisoft games from this generation always had like that hour of extra content on PlayStation. So, I don't know why the Xbox One version is $10 this year. But yeah, Titanfall, man, Titanfall dropped in price significantly over that first year. Remember when the Xbox One was first revealed, or at least like it was the build up to launch, and at E3 2013, they revealed Titanfall, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is gonna be incredible. And then it came out, and it was like, well, that was fine. Like, it just didn't do much. Titanfall 2 was like a fan favorite with that campaign. And then Apex Legends is a part of the Titanfall universe, so, I mean, in the end, it ended up working out, but, eh. You also have Thief, Assassin's Creed 4, Rise, Son of Rome. I mean, like, these are some good deals in 2015 for $10 a pop. Then the PS4 side. Oh, Metal Gear Solid 5 for $40. That's a big deal, and that was one day only, Friday only. Rocksmith, you know, Rocksmith was always a bit of like a very confusing release in my opinion, mainly because these days Rocksmith kind of became just like a subscription service on PC, which does make a lot more sense than being like these packaged releases on home consoles. because it's basically just a guitar learning tool. So I do think the current method of Rocksmith makes a hell of a lot more sense than back during the Xbox 360 generation and the PS4 generation. I think it makes a lot more sense now. This is when LEGO Dimensions was hitting the scene for $20 off. Yeah, it originally started for $100. That is insane. You know what else is insane? Guitar Hero Live for $100. That is asking for a lot for this game. $100. You have got to be kidding me. At least with LEGO Dimensions, I mean, that's LEGO. You already kind of expect LEGO to be expensive. Guitar Hero Live, you just get kind of a shitty one guitar. And with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, that's $40, but all you get with it is damn zip buds. Like, dude, piss off, I don't want the game. That is insane. That was like 2015's iconic worst game of the year. And the fact that they had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 branded zip buds, earbuds, that were $25 value, only at GameStop, that they were giving away for free along with the game. Like, that is crazy to me. Oh my God, Black Ops 3 wallets? I would buy that first just so then I could buy Black Ops 3 with my Black Ops wallet. Pretty solid deals all around. I mean, nothing mind-blowing here. But still, I mean, $20 for like, hey, Dying Light, Evil Within, Dishonored. This ain't bad at all. You also get Assassin's Creed Unity with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I mean, sure. Here have all their, well, first off, their PC games right here. You get World of Warcraft, Civilization Beyond Earth, and StarCraft, which is interesting. You barely really see like PC stuff at GameStop. Then you have all the collectibles. That's interesting. And that was GameStop's Black Friday ad. I might be missing like another page here, I'm not sure. It does kind of seem like an odd page to end things on, especially considering I don't really recall much of like a Nintendo page, but to be perfectly honest, Nintendo generally doesn't really have much going on in terms of Black Friday deals, so, you know, that does make some sense. So on to the final ad for the holiday season in 2015. This one's just holiday season in general, not Black Friday, so this went on from December 13th to December 19th. And yeah, they still had pretty good deals going along with the PS4 and Xbox One, but also with the Wii U, you got the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe set for only $250. And it comes with the bonus DLC pre-installed. This was after all the DLC finished for Mario Kart 8. That was kind of the main Wii U set that kind of like the Nintendo released for the Wii U going up until its death, where it included Mario Kart 8 with all the DLC included. I mean, give people what they want. Anybody buying a Wii U at that time, they were buying it for Mario Kart 8. Pure and simple. Most of these deals are pretty much like the same stuff we saw back during Black Friday, except I remember the Wii Remote Pluses, I think those were $40. The only difference was you got a Wii wheel with them. So, you know, saving $10 or getting a Wii wheel. I know the Wii wheel was only $7, but it's getting a Wii wheel. You can't say you got a Wii wheel for free every day. Tearaway Unfolded. Definitely a good game, but just definitely was more so made for the PlayStation Vita rather than the PS4. So it's a bit strange of a release how they remade the game for the PS4 when it was always made to just, you know, take advantage of the PlayStation Vita. I feel like it would have made more sense to make a Tearaway 2 for the PS4, but whatever, it still works on the platform, and it's still a great little title. Basically, this looks like a lot of the same from Black Friday, just some tweaked deals, either slightly better deals than before, or slightly worse deals than before. It's crazy to me that Guitar Hero Live was $100, but a game like Disney Infinity 3.0 was only $65 at launch. Which isn't half bad. I mean, that's $65. That's only $5 more than a typical video game, and you get all those figures, you get the base. Sure, you don't have all the content unlocked, but it's just like, hey, that's not too horrible, considering Guitar Hero Live was $100. Oh man, look at all the tech they were doing. Oh man, one of the portable cases for your game console. You could put your PS4 in there and travel with it, with a screen in there and all that. The only time I can imagine that being effective is like if you're a kid and you're going to like the log cabin for the weekend. Like, that's the only time. In most of their instances, I'm kind of like, man, like I just Like, I'll just bring a handheld console if I really desperately need to play video games. Or like, I'll actually just look on the App Store on my phone if I genuinely just desperately need video game content on the go. Like, is that really worth it? I always find that if I actually prepare like this, I get this giant screen, I carry it all around, I put my game console in there. Guess what's gonna happen? I'm never gonna use it on that trip. I'm not gonna be in an instance where I can use this on my little trip. Like, it's never worth it to me. Oh my god, Freedom Wars on the Vita was only $10. The God of War collection was only $20. Man, like, they barely had any Vita deals during this entire holiday season. But the ones they did have, that ain't half bad. Damn, the Wii U fight pad controllers that nobody really wanted were $5 off. Wow. These 3DS games, they aren't even on sale. These were already $40. Chibi-Robo Ziplash was already $30 without the amiibo. Like, these aren't on sale. Same goes for Yoshi's Woolly World, Mario Maker, and Splatoon 1. Come on, guys. Offers valid? There's no offers here. Oh my god, Just Dance Disney Party 2 is only $20. You know, that's a game that, like, just came out. Like, does anybody actually remember Ubisoft announcing, hey, we're making Just Dance Disney Party 2? No, it just came out. Like, it just exists. Oh man, all pre-owned DS and Wii games are buy two, get one free. I remember I definitely took advantage of that deal back in 2015. I think I bought Pikmin 2 on the Wii, Nintendo Selects. That was a pretty fun night for me. And then 2 free pre-owned games under $20 when you purchase any pre-owned PS4 or Xbox One system. And only $100 for a 3DS XL pre-owned, $100 for pre-owned PS3, $60 for a 360. That's a crazy deal back then, especially considering how a lot of the games coming out for PS4 and Xbox One were also coming out for 360 and PS3. So $60 to be able to play a lot of like the games coming out that holiday season, that's pretty wild. And yeah, that's pretty much the GameStop holiday ads for 2015. It's pretty wild to think how long ago that was, because it feels like just yesterday, you know, 2015 was going on, but no, like, yeah, like the years just keep on going on, and years like 2013, like, yeah, it's over a decade old at this point. It's crazy. But it's always fun to take a look back at the deals from back in 2015 and kind of reminisce, because the deals just don't really seem as good these days. And it's probably just because of the video game industry right now, the video game market, the types of games releasing, you know, just the timing of the current generation and the last generation and all that mumbo jumbo. You know, it makes sense, and we'll eventually get to a point where we have like some crazy deals like this again, no doubt. But it's definitely fun to take a look back at this and kind of think back, like, it's just like, man, this was like, you know, I was in my last few years of high school, and I was not buying Game of Thrones Dragon Pop Vinyl 3-pack. Oh man, those were the days.